It gives a special pleasure to be here today at the second edition of the White Coat Ceremony here at Cattolica University. Well, we wanted to mark a special time in the student career when they end the sort of pre-med phase, where they build the basic foundation of knowledge, and they move into the clinical arena where they need to actually develop clinical skill and medical competencies.
Choosing to study medicine wasn't really a choice for any of us, was it? It was more like answering a call that we have always heard in our hearts.
Medicine has always kind of been on my radar as someone who loves science. At the same time, I've come to realize that medicine would be the perfect profession since it is the perfect blending between science and humanities.
You know, the feeling of humility that a medical practitioner gets when they are able to relieve a patient of sufferings is just something that you cannot explain with words.
We want them to understand from now on that they're wearing a white coat that is not only an iconic symbol of their medical profession, but it needs to bring an additional, very heavy, emotional, psychological, but also moral and philosophical meaning.
For me, the white coat is not just a uniform, but instead it is a reminder of the trust that lies between the patients and the healthcare professionals.
For me, wearing a white coat is about letting go of fears, concerns, doubts. Definitely it represents more responsibility, but at the same time, it's about new beginnings and new opportunities.
I think the moment of receiving the white coat and taking the oath means responsibility and faith.
And that's why at the end of the white ceremony, we also want the students to take the Hippocratic Oath.
The most relevant advice that are contained in Hippocratic Oath, in my opinion, are written down in the central part. They underscore the prominence of empathy and the need for humility in our practice. Empathy, arguably, is the hardest skill for a physician to acquire because it takes lots of effort to hone one's ability to reach out to a patient suffering, and it is also the most powerful drive to seek the best care and the best therapies for everyone. And on the other hand, humility is key to the learning process. We must not be afraid of showing our limits, and we should not be embarrassed to fail sometimes. Challenging our limits, pushing the boundaries over, is what makes medicine so stimulant and enriches our profession.
The white coat is a reminder that we are not just students anymore, we are future healers that people are going to turn to in their most vulnerable times. And that, my friends, is huge.